I'm going to do a live right now with Take Naps. We've been planning to do a live for a while, me and Bobby, but we haven't gotten down to it. So I'm going to wait for him to jump on here right now. We're going to talk a little bit about about the border crisis. He wants to talk about Donald Trump, Donnie the Juice, and the gun grab that's coming. Or that's here. So we're gonna see what happens right now. I'm gonna wait for him to jump on here, and he's a funny dude. I've always liked Bobby. Let's see what he let's see what he does today with me. I'm sure he's gonna poke and prod and try to test me a little bit, but that's all right. It's all good. So I'm gonna wait for him to jump on here. Hey, what's up, Annie? My 2-year journey. What's up? So I'm just waiting for this guy to jump on here, guys. They can't take our guns. It's our constitutional right. People are so dumb. Yeah, you're right. But they can there's loopholes they can try to do. It's only about how much power you want to give them. Let me see if I got a request from Bobby. All right, here we go.
Yo.
There you are. There you are. Whoa.
Yo, what's good, man?
I'm trying to get the beard like you, homie.
Yeah, dude. Yo, it's a work in progress always.
Oh, I just been too lazy to shave, man. I just get on those funks.
I actually love shaving. Like, I love the feeling of shaving and like the actor of it all. But like, for whatever reason, it just looks so much sharper on camera, you know?
No, I got you, man. And yeah, there's a lot to talk about, dude. You and I have been trying to land a live for a while now, and both of us are so busy that we're just back and forth. So, hold on. So so you're on my private account. This is my Nino Street. I had to go to my backup because they once again bombed me on David Nino Rodriguez official. Unbelievable. I mean, this is just, I'm so tired of this bullshit. I'm just tired of it, man. But you got to find ways around it. You got to keep finding ways. So I got my backup. I'm restricted on YouTube right now as well. I got maybe 2 days left before I can come out of timeout.
Yeah.
And it's just bullshit. So this is where I don't have nearly the followers on this one, but hey, it has to do for now.
Yeah, I'm good with it. Yeah, I mean, the thing is like I'm an internet person, as you might know. Like, I'm an internet sleuth, as it were, and like I've known for many years how words influence the way that things rank. So that's why I'm just like, it's Donnie, it's the Juice, it's a bag of beans, it's Joey Basement, it's like all these slang terms, and a part of it's funny, but like a lot of it is just kind of like dodging the you know.
You know what? I need to get better at that, dude. I make signals like this for the you know what, and then like I try to do this, but I always slip up. Dude. It's constant.
Yeah, you can't, dude. The one that I always stay away from is saying the T. I'm always like Donnie Baseball, Donnie Ballpark. Right before the election, I called him like Danny Bungalow or some shit like that. People like pick up on it if you put it in the right context, but yeah, you gotta like.
Yeah, you gotta. It's crazy. I can't believe we are living in these times that people they do it for, the conditioning process has been decades. We know this already.
Yeah.
And we're here now where this is normal. I mean, bro, everywhere I go, I'm the only motherfucker not wearing a face diaper. The only one. The only one. Everywhere I look, I'm like, wow, dude. I don't give a shit even if people that are out there like, yeah, I'm against it too. But then they're out there, they're not making any statements.
It's unfortunate. It's this weird thing. Like, so at the gym that I go to here in town, you have to wear it from the elevator to the fucking front desk. They check my temperature, and then I take it off, like right there. You're supposed to wear it as you move around, right? So the other day, so what I've been doing lately is like when I walk in, I'm just drinking. I like make a point to be drinking. The other day, and like even at the end of the day, like at the end of the workout, when I get on the elevator, I don't want to put it on, so I'll just like hold my water bottle up, and you can hear the clinker inside that it's empty. It's like click, 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 click. And people are like, this guy's not even drinking. So I go in the other day, and the girl was like, she's like, you gotta wear a diaper, and I'm like, from here to the thing, she's like, there's signs everywhere, like you gotta wear it. And I'm like,
they're
I hate
so
this bitch.
adamant
But it's
about
like,
it.
what am I gonna do? It's like, I don't want, like, I wanted to be like, cancel my membership, like I'm out. But there's 3 gyms in town. It's like, I don't know what to do. So it's like, so I had to wear the diaper to the fucking 10 feet and rip it off. It's just fucked up. It's
No,
like
it's
sometimes
crazy.
sometimes there's very limited choice. It's like if they want to boot you, like that woman that got arrested in that bank.
Yeah, I can't believe this is crazy.
I know. Ian said something
And we don't even
interesting.
observe it. You're not supposed to observe it here anymore in Texas.
Yeah.
But El Paso, I mean, I don't know how it is in other places, but businesses are still, oh, no, we still observe it. Sorry. And I'm like, no, fuck you, honestly. And I
Yeah.
talk like that to people. I'm like, no, you're not going to bully me into like discriminating against oxygen. I want my air, dude. God gave that to me. I'm gonna breathe air. Sorry.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I can't
My
do that. And you know what? People, oh, you cuss too much, this and that. It's like, no, dude. We're at a time now. We're at a dire situation with humanity. Like, this is not like, oh, I need a pussyfoot around everything and be politically correct. I'm done with that shit. That's horseshit. It's over. It's
yeah.
over.
No, it definitely gets to a point where like you feel like things are escalating at such a clip that it's almost just like you have to like yell because it's just like if you wait too long, it's like every single thing will be gone. And I feel that way each day, and I'm like, I keep thinking like this shit's gonna end, but you're like, is it gonna fucking end? It's
No,
like unless
yeah,
we keep ripping.
they're beta testing basically. It's a conditioning process to see what they can get away with, and then the next thing, which will probably be this winter, you know, they'll bring in the next upgrade. You know, so that's how this is. That's their plan. That's how they're rolling this out. So, yeah, man, and I know you got some questions for me about Donnie the Juice. So fire them away, dude. I'm open to it.
Well, what I wanted to ask, and I asked you before because I didn't want to put you on the spot. Is like,
Put me on the spot.
all right. So you talk a lot about there being like this super secret underground plan and everything, and like we
I don't think it's
disagree.
super secret anymore.
Well,
But
whatever. That's what I say on my lives. I call it like a
yeah.
super secret underground plan. But whatever. The point is that I always am talking about it. And I'm like I don't know when this is going to effectuate. But my thought is like if
It's happening right now.
so. But so the second part of the question is like if we agree that the juice is bad, and we agree that like this juice is like a part of the problem, and the lockdown, and all this stuff that are related to the juice, and everything.
The juice. You mean
the juice? Yeah.
Okay.
The juice. So that's what I call it on mine. So it's like if Donnie is orchestrating this thing, and this is the thing that's going to supposedly rescue us from this takeover. Why is he pushing it? Why did he push it? Why did he force the lockdowns? Why did he not stop that?
And I've talked to people about that, and I said, hey, man, I'm against it 100%. Like, I am not doing this. And I talked to General McInerney. I've talked to a lot of, 107. I have a lot of what people would call sources that have a lot of inside intel on this. And a lot are saying that the first round of this junk was basically, you understand there's boosters coming after this. There's many boosters that are coming out. So the first round of this really doesn't have the effect. Now this is what I'm hearing. Doesn't have the effect, almost like a placebo type effect. So no, really. And then it's the boosters you got to be worried about. From what I understand, it's the next booster, the next booster, the next booster. So that's how they're getting you. And all the ingredients that are in the juice, if you just look them up for yourself, dude, you should not be putting that in your body. Bottom line. So the first rollout, from what I understand, is not as much as a concern as the boosters that are coming, that Biden's bringing in. So that's how I understand it. Now, for me to say that I understand fully about the juice, I don't. I'm not an expert. I don't have a medical background. There's nothing about that I can say is like, oh, but I know one thing. I ain't fucking taking it. It ain't happening. You know, so I'm not doing that. But this is a very, we are in uncharted waters. This has never before happened in America. I mean, you could say the Civil War or, 1776, whatever. But this is on steroids. And right now there's a lot of disinformation and misinformation going out there. People don't know what to believe. They're confused. And that's where we're at as a country, this globalist threat is here. It's not knocking on the door. It's in the door. And what is happening right now, what they did was, and try to say this to where we don't get blasted on Instagram. You know what I mean? Because they'll go out, they'll deplatform us. But so I'm gonna try to like use codes and words. So let me try.
These people are perceptive. I think they'll get it.
Okay, so the first hit was, was the plan, the virus, whatever the fuck, dude. I'm horrible at this.
The Corona clap. The Corona clap. That's what I call it.
Yeah,
The clap.
So that was the first hit. The second hit was to steal the.
Yep. The selection. The selection.
Right. So then that happened. Now third is this.
The juice.
You're right. The juice. They're marching us towards this, and then as they're doing this, guns, take away, open borders, have no borders, no more borders. Yeah. They don't want borders. That goes with the New World Order, the New World Government, one world government, no borders. Take out the middle class. The way they take out the middle class is through the pandemic. So all of this is happening warp speed. Why is it happening at warp speed? Is because they were supposed to do this with Hillary. This was supposed to happen with Hillary. That failed miserably. They got Trump in. Now, people say, what do you mean they got Trump in? Well, yes. The people that I have talked to and the sources that I have talked to, now whether you want to call it the plan or that letter in the alphabet, there is an intelligence behind Trump. There is. Okay, there is. He didn't just decide to run for president. Believe me when I say that. And then upset Hillary Clinton. That didn't happen. That could not happen. There has to be very strong people behind him to make this happen. And so he did. He upset her. The impeachments failed. Many things failed. What happened was there's an individual that helped with the first election in which they were able to succeed in getting Donnie in. Let's just call him Donnie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Baseball.
Now, the Dominion servers, all that stuff, the scorecard hammer, all that shit that happened that they holy fuck, he actually beat us fair and square, and we still cheated the first time, and they still lost. Second time they came ready, and Trump knew this. Okay, this is going to be. They didn't know the extent of how ready they would be. The other side, let's call it the DS. You know.
Yeah. Yep.
So they didn't know how ready they would be, and they came prepared. So when they went into the election, whatever, boom, they dropped it on them. Like they did every stop, took out every stop, and succeeded in stealing the election. Okay, so that happened. Now, when that happened, they decided to let them in the front door. It's better to let them in the front door, let them in, and I've been told, yes, arrests have been made, and they have. I'm still trying to find out where Adam Schiff is. I'm still trying to find out where these guys are. They're not around. And for people with plain sight can see, there is no, what's up, really? Prison yard, fucking White House. When has that ever happened? When the hell has there been so many buses and RVs coming in and out of there? If you just look and see that White House is going black every night, it has been for the last couple of months. I don't know if it is right now, but it hasn't. Initially, it was going black. So from the people that I have talked to, what I believe, there's two operations happening right now. Now, you could say, is there two presidents? Well, no, there's the Congress and the media president, which is Biden. Okay, and they have recognized him as president. Now, there is a faction of the military. I don't know if all the military, but I know at least 70% of the people involved that recognized Trump. But Trump still had to step back and get on the sideline. So you can't say that he is a president with Biden. Right now, it's Biden.
Right.
But there's someone in the back. Trump is on the sidelines letting the military personnel, whoever he's involved with, and I'm going to say there's only 10 to 15 people that probably know what is really going on. And I'm not one of them. So there's probably 10 or 15 people waiting. Trump is on the sideline. There is a secret there's two operations running side by side right now, and I'm convinced of this. But how this is going to play out, there's a lot of moving parts, dude. And for me to sit here and tell you that I know is bullshit. Anyone that tells you they know is bullshit.
Well, here's my okay. So a couple things. First, the first thing is about. I'll talk about that thing and then I'll go back to the other one. Is like, in the event that is true, and you agree that Joey Basement is officially in control, right? At least.
Well, I wouldn't say he's in control of everything. No.
Well, he's making laws, right? He's making laws.
Exactly. He is.
So he's, as far as in control is in control. He's in control, right?
I've asked about that, and if this does go through the way that we're all hoping, those go null and void, because he was a fraudulent, you know. And okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Let's assume that that's the case, that they will go null and void. Let's just assume that that's the case.
Let's hope.
Yeah, and I'm with you on that. Like, I want nothing more than that to be true. But what I'm saying is like, in the event that he is in control, wouldn't it be kind of fucked up that anybody in the structure was to not be treating him as if he's in control? Wouldn't that be in a lot of ways like fucked up? Like, imagine if Donnie was the prez and somebody was in the background like working for Barry O. It's like,
no.
That'd be twisted,
but
right?
He didn't steal an election.
Well, but
this was a massive hit on the American public. This is a globalist takeover. That's the difference.
And that's fine.
CCP.
And that's fine, and I believe that to be true. But at the same time, it's like, objectively, he still is in there, and unfortunately,
not if you're working for the enemy, homie. That's a whole different thing.
But then why wasn't? But why wasn't he?
If you cheated with what he did, how he cheated with Dominion servers, changing them from the Vatican with Da Vinci satellites, switching them in real time from Trump to Biden, and doing that. No, this is a hit. This is war. This is no longer. We're in a state of war right now. We are in a national emergency, and the open borders and everything that's happening. This is serious.
But why couldn't
this motherfucker needs to outski?
I agree, but why couldn't he prove it though? Because like, here's the thing: I would assume that you agree that Donnie knew. He knew years in advance that this was coming, right? From the mail-ins to he knew, and like he had even tweeted about it 4 years prior. So it's like he knew, and it's like, here's the thing. If there's this great grand scheme, right, and like I say, like Donnie's playing 5-dimensional upside down underwater chess. In the event that he is, it's like he knew in advance. Yet he wasn't able to prevent this. So in the event
maybe it's better not to.
Well. But you're crossing that bridge on your own.
This is such a monstrous. You got to remember, these people that are in charge have been in charge for decades, if not hundreds of years. And the banking cartels, the centralized banking system, they are the deep state of the globe, not just America. Okay, they're trying to get into America. They run China, they run Italy, they run Europe, all the whole entire planet. It's the money system, right? The centralized banking system. So when you look at it like that and understand that how monstrous this problem really is, it's not going to be just we're going to do this and that, we're going to win. No, this is a serious enemy, okay? And we've been at war with them for, well, this is the first time anyone's ever opposed them. So it's like, it's finally sticking up to the bully in the lunch yard and at lunchtime, at recess, that always takes your lunch money. We're finally sticking up to them. So we have one shot to do this and one shot to do this correctly. Now, when you say about the cheating, it was massive. Not just were they mail-in ballots and dumping ballots and switching ballots. They were using fucking satellites. This is serious. We went to Frankfurt, Germany, and confiscated all the Dominion servers. You know about that, right? When we went in there, we took. That's real. That's real.
I've heard different things about that.
No, it's real.
Okay.
And that happened, and so. There's a lot of moving parts to this, bro. You don't just overthrow the deep state. That's not how it works. There's a lot of shit you have to do here. So they had to let the cheating was so massive. They had to let him in the front door. So now we're back. Now our Patriots in full control, and we know everything that's going down. I don't know about that, but I do know there's enough intel that I've gotten and sources that I've talked to that there are 2 shadow operations running right now side by side. And one is the white hats and one is what you would call the black hats. Now, who wins? I'm hoping the white hats, right? Of course, we're all patriots. Do I subscribe to, this is all meant to happen. This is what's happening. This is supposed to be like this. We already won. There's a magic crystal ball and this Project Looking Glass. Then you have to subscribe to a lot of different theories, conspiracy theories. I'm not going to do that. What I do know is I talk to people that know good people on the inside that tell me there is a firewall. And in this firewall, there's highly intelligent patriots working for mankind and humanity against these deep state pieces of shit. Listen, if they win, if the deep state wins, it's a wrap, homie. We're done. It's over. It's over.
Okay, but
You know.
so there's so much to unpack here, and I've been waiting so long to have this conversation with you, and I appreciate it. So it's like, okay, this is the other thing. Is like, all right, if Donnie, let's answer this. If Donnie is going to overthrow this 100-year global domination plan set to
it's not him.
Wait, hold on. Hold on.
But you're starting off with Donnie. It's not him.
Well,
it's military intelligence behind him.
Well,
they handpicked this guy. Didn't just want to ruin his life and put his family in jeopardy for fuck's sake. That's
I agree.
Not how this works.
Okay.
They picked him. Hold on. Let me just finish this point. They picked him. Okay. Now, you honestly believe that some dude's just gonna go like, yeah, fuck it. I got big enough fucking balls. I'm going after the fucking globalist deep state and fucking overthrowing everybody. No, dude. Nobody does that because now his family's in jeopardy. He's got to go in there knowing he has safety. He's got to go in there knowing that he has people behind him protecting him. Right now, he's in Mar-a-Lago, right? Highly, highly protected. Highly protected. This is a serious operation. There's no jokes about this. This is serious. You don't just go fucking to the UN and give a speech and be like, hey, fuck socialism, and all you can go fuck yourself, which he did. And then just think you're not gonna win the next election and go home and sit there and be like, well, fuck it, I lost, fuck America, bye. He took us this far, okay? He got us this close to the finish line. This operation is continuing. That's all I got. You know, do I know the nuts and bolts and the moving parts to it? No, I don't, because then if I did, we'd really be fucked. Because I'm not privy to that. But I do know, and I have faith, and I'll say to you, I use the word faith, that yes, there's good guys behind the scenes working. And I do believe there's 2 shadow operations running. I do.
Okay. So what I'm saying is like, I'm just using Donnie as the figurehead, the leader, the captain of the ship. Let's say
the front man.
Sure. Let's say there's a ship of people and they're all doing this. They're doing this good thing, which I'm not denying. I'm just asking. In the event
devil's advocate.
Well, it's yeah. I
like this. I know it's good. Go ahead.
Yeah. If I was on here like, yeah, dude, like, fuck, like, then what are we doing, right? Okay. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that like, if Donnie and this operation are tackling these people that are on our good side, whatever, are tackling this global network of 100-year plan and everything, and they're going to take down this great thing, which they are, or that's their plan. That's what we're suggesting. Then what I'm saying is that like, why one would objectively agree that in the 4 years that he had, the ear of the world, the eyes of the world, and the most power of any person on the planet, that if there was ever a time to dismantle the aforementioned, that would have been the time, right?
No.
Well, how could it not be? I mean, the guy has the ear of the whole
No. That's the instant gratification thing. Do you know how massive the deep state is, bro? Do you know how many they control the money system? So hold on, let me finish.
All right.
You got to understand this is a battle for not countries, not governments, but for the financial reset, the great reset, what's getting ready to happen, okay? Now, it's either going to be, are we going to go into worldwide socialism / communism? Are we going to go that way, bondage and full control of humanity, which they want, depopulation, which they want, through infection by injection, which they want, you know that as well as I do, which they want. It's about who's going to control the financial reset, who's going to control the money system that's coming. Okay, so be prepared because the economy is going to fucking go in the dump. It's going to I don't know when. I'm not going to claim a date, but it's going to. The stocks are going to break because they're bringing in a global. They're bringing in a global reset. That's the plan. Now, when you understand that, it's who's going to control the global reset. You have 2 agendas at play here. Either they control the global reset, or we have an alternate response. We have an opposing force that will close it, and that's our last shot. If we don't do this, if this doesn't happen, we're fucked. And you look at it and you say, I don't know. No, the great reset is here. All of this shit that's happening is to wipe out the middle class, start over, open borders, and bring in this great reset, which is next. The next thing that happened is the financial reset, and that's coming.
Okay, let's go one piece at a time, because if we don't go, because there's lots of stuff, and if we don't dissect each one individually, then we're gonna gloss over, and it's very easy to be like, yep, full stop. So let's do one at a time. What I'm saying is that like, let's just talk about just this one thing. Do you disagree that the 4 years that he was the president, that he had the most ability and the most power to fight back against this power.
No.
Then when would he have more power? Now he has more power?
No, there's a lot of moving parts to this. You got to remember the deep state surrounded him, dude. Every politician in the government is fucking compromised. You can't work when everyone's compromised. You got this speed bump, this obstacle, this hurdle, this obstacle, that hurdle. Bro, to smoke out these swamp rats is a tedious, detailed operation. And they're everywhere. And even people that he thought he could trust, turned on him. And he had, and in order, so from what I understand, when I talk to 107 and people like that, I'm going to just break this down real quick. In order for military to get involved, okay? In order for the military to get involved, the government has to fail the people on all levels, okay? So the election was number one, failed the people. That was a hit. Number two, Congress certified a fraudulent election, number two. Number three, Supreme Court failed the people. Now that gives the military the ability to act, okay? Now, here we are in this situation where it's, okay, when are they going to act? Now, that's the million-dollar question. When are they going to act? I believe I forget how to say it, Myanmar government? Myanmar, yeah. I think that's a beta test. They just got overthrown by the military, and they're giving the government back to the people due to election fraud. I think that's a beta test. I think we're watching that closely. Certain people inside the intelligence is watching that very closely for what's going to be coming here, okay? I promise you when I say there are good people doing good things. This is not a conventional enemy. This is an enemy that has been running this planet, bro, for who knows how long,
Okay.
Hundreds of years, let's say thousands, I don't know.
Sure.
But that's where we're at with this. Now, if you're going to start asking me details about how's this going to do this, I would know. And if I knew, we'd be in big fucking trouble. Because if Dave knew this shit, we'd be fucked.
All right. So, okay. So So we disagree about that one. I think that the best time for him to fight this was while he was the president. You disagree? That's fine. We'll move on to the next point.
No,
okay.
It's continual. It's continual. Okay. It's fluid.
Right.
It's fluid. What he did as president was, hold on. He exposed so many people, and he turned on the light bulb to everybody. So now, what we call the Great Awakening is happening. People are like, "Whoa, that's not right. This ain't right. That's not right." He turned on the light switch. He exposed it. He was the polarizing figure needed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agreed. Okay. All right. So now the second point. If we agree that this person is like the captain of this ship, or at the very least the most influential.
We don't agree with that.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think he's the front man. I think he's the necessary figure, but there are people behind him. Yes.
Okay. So I guess and we don't need to go.
He's not calling the shots. I
Okay.
don't believe he's like, I'm doing this. I don't believe that.
Okay. Well. Okay.
So
we'll get to that. So
we got to clarify that first. Hold on.
So my next.
When I say Donald is not calling the shots, I believe 100%. The people that I talk, I wouldn't say 100%. I don't believe anything 100%, but let's say 85%. I believe that yes, there are intelligence behind him that have been trying to do this for a while, that are telling him, yes, do this, don't do that, not a good idea, but they needed him in office to do what they needed him to do. So I don't think he's just some rogue dude just off the cuff, even though he seems that way, calling all the shots. I do believe there's an intelligence behind him working behind the scenes.
Okay.
So that's what I mean by that.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Right. So I guess, and without going too deep into Donnie, because you're saying it's not just him, it's all these other things. I guess what I'm saying is like, he pushed the juice. He influenced the juice being pumped. He's telling
everyone. No choice.
Well, he did
no
have
choice because nothing would. You got to understand, liberals, the liberal agenda, and let's just call it the DS. Okay.
Yes.
Dude, this shit goes deep. It's on all levels, local and federal. It's everywhere. Okay. They weren't going to let this guy move in any direction on the chessboard until he brought in a problem solver, which had to be the juice. Now, my argument with the juice is, I don't believe in it. I will never take it. I don't even believe in the testing, okay? But they bombarded him. It was such a massive hit on America that he had to either comply at certain levels or fight it all the way through, and people call him crazy, and he would have lost the election in a landslide.
But
he had to comply. He had to comply.
But isn't the whole nature of Donnie that he has unwavering drive forward and doesn't give a fuck what anybody says?
When you're hit
Because
with a pandemic like this, dude, I think
but
he
of
had
all
to comply
people,
to
of all people on planet Earth that could navigate through people's influence and be like, fuck you, I'm doing what I'm doing, I would say like the most likely person on the planet to reject what everybody's influence is saying is literally Donnie Baseball. I can't think of a single person on the earth.
Right.
Like,
and listen, like I said, I believe you understand we're at war here, right? We're at war.
Yes, but let's just isolate this individual topic, because if we keep going full picture, we're going to miss the individual point.
This is not fought with tanks and bombs, bro. This is fought with it's psychological, informational, spiritual number one.
We agree on that.
And it's going to be in healthcare, and this is how they're going to ruin the middle class as well. The pandemic came in, shut down all its mom and pop shops, but left Target and Walmart open. This is a hit on America. This is nothing more an extension of that. They want to get everybody on this planet, juiced. And so now that we are there, so Trump, in a sense, there's no way that he could have fought against it when it happened and said, no, we're going to do this and that. They would have ate him alive. He had the whole organization after him, and he had to comply to a bit. You kind of have to play coy, rope-a-dope a little bit.
But how could you be the literal, objective leader of the free world and have to do anything that anyone says? I'm just saying, like, of any position in the entire planet.
Because everybody who is president of the United States is nothing more than a CEO of America, Inc.
But he has the ear.
You're controlled.
But he has the ear of the planet.
What's that?
But he has the ear and the influence of the planet. Like, he could have been like, no. He could have literally called them.
I wouldn't say that. Nope.
I don't know. Who else has
No, dude. Everybody is in bed together.
I don't know, man.
Bobby, this agenda is enormous. This is not something that's like me against you, and what I say goes. No. The centralized banking system that runs this whole fucking our money system, all right, our money system, that's who's in charge. And you don't see these people. We don't see them.
I agree with that.
He's under their umbrella. Okay, so that umbrella, everybody who's president in the world or prime minister or whatever is under their umbrella. This is a battle about the financial reset. Okay, so the big goal here, the big touchdown is who's going to control the financial reset. Sometimes, even in boxing, when I'm fighting, I wish I could just go in and boom, it's over. I have to take shots. I have to move back. I have to, you know what I'm saying? It's a fight. It's move and counter move, move and counter move, move and counter move. There's if you look back on videos that he's hinted to people, calm before the storm, the calm before the storm. He said that he knew this was fucking coming. This is it. We're in the storm now, and it's going to play out. And what happens from here? I'm not psychic. I don't know, but I will say this: we are in the fight, and people that and I'm not saying you, but people that are all of a sudden bashing the movement, this and that. First of all, I've never subscribed 100% to that letter in the alphabet, right? I thought it was interesting, and I think if anything, it's opened a lot of minds and led people to research for themselves, which is a good thing. It helped spark the Great Awakening, and that's what this is all about. People need to ignite and in unity and come together, and all of us have to understand what's at jeopardy here, and that's our country, our rights, and our freedoms. And I do believe, and I'm going to say this right now here when we're talking, that I don't think Biden's going to finish his term in 2 ways.
Yeah, no, he won't.
No, he's either going to.
But I think that's because Krusty's going to finish it. I don't think.
Yeah, but that's still, I still feel that however this plays out, I don't know the inside tactical stuff, details. I'm not claiming to know any of that, so I got to put it out there and say I don't know it. But I feel with the people that I talk to that absolutely Trump will reemerge. Now, when? If we don't have 2022, we don't have 2024, I think everyone can agree on that. We don't have it. It's not going to happen. That ain't happening. It has to happen within this year. And I'm going to say I'm about 60% that I think, 60, 70% that I think he will come back when all of the steps are taken properly. where they can fix it. And if it doesn't, guess what, bro? We're in the same bed and we're both fucking dead. So whatever.
I honestly, dude, I don't think it's a good idea for him to run again.
Well, I didn't say he was going to run.
Well, then what does he emerge at?
He wouldn't win if we wait till 2024. What happened in 2020 is going to happen again, but worse.
So when he emerges,
no 2024.
What does he emerge as? What does that mean? There's no 2024.
So the only way this is possible is if we fix 2020. That's the only way, and it has to go military. Now, like I told you, election, Congress certified a fraudulent election. The Supreme Court failed the people as well. So from what I understand from the people that I talked to, okay, is that factions of the military are with Trump, yes. Now, how this is going to play out, I wish I could tell you. I don't know. I don't have those details, but I do believe at some point there will be a chance for this man to bounce back. If this gets exposed in the way that I'm hearing the moving parts are moving, he could come back. Yes, I do believe that. Now,
what does that mean, though? When you say come back, what do you mean specifically? What do you mean come back?
Just like what's happening in Myanmar, right? Do you see what's happening there?
Lay it out.
Well, okay, so the military took control back of the government and is giving it back to the people due to a fraudulent election.
So he becomes the president?
Listen, there's either this gets fixed. All I'm going to say is this. Either this gets fixed, 2020 gets fixed, or we're fucked. Like, we're fucked. There is no 2022. There is no 2024. We're done. It's over. It's a wrap, homie. It's over.
But what does that mean?
It was a hit from the CCP. When people understand this, it was a hit. It was a fraudulent election. He lost. Biden lost big time. And I wouldn't put this up on your fucking Instagram because you're gonna get bombed. And I should probably take this off mine too. But this was big. This was a massive hit on the American people, on our country. And what's happening right now is a globalist agenda.
Okay, but I'm just trying to narrow the specifics because we don't disagree on the grand scheme. But I'm saying, like, when you say he's going to come back or he's going to reemerge, what specifically does that mean?
Well, you're asking me to give you moving parts that I don't know about. I don't know.
Well, you're saying it.
I'm not in the intelligence room like, oh, I'm not a fly on the wall. I wish I was. But this has to be fixed or our country's done.
But what I'm saying is, what do you mean by it specifically?
Okay, what I mean is, I'm going to say it how I see it. The military has to, at some point, step in and fix 2020 or we're fucked. Plain and simple. There is no 2024. There is never going to be a legit election ever again. It's not happening. It's not happening. There will never be another legit research. They fucked us, bro.
Okay.
We're all in this together.
Okay. Let's say that I agree with you on that. That there'll never be a legitimate ever again. Okay. Let's say I agree on that. Do you think that there's any adverse effect of the time being spent focusing on, unless something saves us from this thing, that we're fucked? Do you think that there's any negative of that, in the sense that now we're not paying attention to HR1, now we're not paying attention to the people that are being approved into different positions right now? Do you think that it would be more wise for us to focus on these things that are objectively occurring day in and day out right now? If there's a plan, hold on. If there's a plan that's being enacted, and your everyday person like you and me can't necessarily do anything about it other than talk about it, which is good, would you agree that it might be a better and more productive use of our time to focus on the objective tasks that are coming up day in and day out? Like, for example, like the midterm elections. Or do you just believe that, like, everything's fucked and there is no other option? That we just have to wait until this happens?
Hold on, Bobby. Do you understand the massive fraud that happened in 2020? Do you understand how big this was?
Oh, no, we're on the same page about that.
Okay, then what makes you think there's 2022 or 2024?
I think that
same system, where are you getting that we're going to have a fair election? Where are you getting that? If they did this to us in 2020, where are you getting
Well,
2022 and 2024 is going to be fucking unicorns and rainbows because, hey,
no,
homie, that ain't happening.
I don't think that. But what I do think is that, look, I agree that.
No, you don't think that. So you're in the same boat as me.
Well,
we're in the same place. We either fix 2020 or there ain't no fucking fair election from here on out. And that's where I put my foot down. See, I'm not going with 2022 and 2024. I'm saying this shit gets fixed now.
Well, let me ask you this. If they were not able to prove whatever, the courts, whatever, if they were not able to
prove it. They were able to prove it.
But
it's just they're so deep state, they fucking ignored it. That's the problem we have right now. So
essentially what you're saying is that like every facet of the government structure from the Supreme Court to the is corrupt.
Bad. It's fucking bad. It's real bad.
So when you see a person like, okay, and again, I'm not trying to disagree.
No, I understand you, but hold on. When you fumigate a house for termites, you got to cover the whole house with plastic and fumigate every last termite is dead. That's what they're doing right now, from what I understand. They're smoking out all the swamp rats. Now, how do you do that? It looks like you'd have to let them in the front door. Now, am I the guy in the back room with these guys going, how does that work? Oh, let me take notes. No. This is a serious operation that I believe is happening now. It's a war, bro. We're in a war. This is for America's freedoms and rights. And there is, right now, as we stand as a country, there's no 2022 and there's no 2024 until we fix this shit that they just fucked us in the ass with no KY.
So in the event that let's pretend that doesn't happen, just for the sake of the discussion. Let's pretend that doesn't happen. And then in 2 years, a bunch of, let's just use Republicans. I hate the left-right paradigm, but let's say that the Republicans take back the Senate in 2 years, and then all these bills that they're pushing through turn around. But let's just say, just entertain it. Let's just suggest that happens. If that happens, does that disprove this theory?
Theory of what?
The theory that everything's corrupt and there's no turning it back.
If they get put in?
Well, I'm just saying, like, in the event that Republicans were to take back the Senate, and then let's say in 4 years, let's just pretend. Let's say
they stole Georgia too. You know that, right?
I know, but I'm just saying, like, let's say Ron DeSantis gets elected president, and let's say in 2 years,
if this doesn't get corrected in 2020, I don't trust anything that happens in 2022 or 2024. Even if Republicans win it, to me they'll be rhinos. They'll be deep state. You're forgetting the fact that the deep state runs on both sides. It's not just Democrats. It's also Republicans. So you're somehow thinking that Democrats are the deep state and the Republicans are not. They're both deep state, both. So if they win fucking the midterms, that means not dick to me, because they're fucking deep state too. Both sides of the aisle, homie. Both sides.
I don't disagree, but what I think is that I think that this kind of like blanket theory of like everyone being gone, I think it dismisses
being gone.
I mean, like let's say, okay, let's just use, and I'm not like, let's just use like Madison Cawthorn, for example. Madison Cawthorn is in the Senate or whatever he's in, right? He just got elected. The guy's 25 years old. Is this guy deep state? If so, like, how did he get in? You know, it's like, is this guy not a good guy? Maybe we don't agree with him soup to nuts 100%, but he's 93% good, right? And then maybe, and then maybe
I'm just gonna say something on here, and we'll both get bombed on this one.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Pedophiles. Pedophiles run fucking everything.
Okay, but
no, none of this. They run the fucking show, homie. And then, that's the common denominator. That's how we're gonna get them all. And it's crimes against humanity. And when you look at it like that, no, dude, they help each other into the system. And it's the highest ranks of Hollywood, the highest ranks of the political system. There's some bad people in there, dude. And I'm just gonna say that and leave it there. Now you can research and do whatever you want to do there. If you don't believe in it, that's your thing. That's fine.
I believe in it. I believe in it. I understand it to be true. But what I'm saying is that I think there's a moral hazard of just compartmentalizing all of these things and grouping them together. I would say that there are elected representatives that are very good, that are doing lots of very good things.
There's exceptions, of course.
So how did they get in?
I'm not saying every single person in there is a fucking pedo, but I'm saying they have a lot of control over the system, a lot, and you need to understand that.
I agree. I don't disagree with that, but what I'm saying is that this is it's a very defeatist, it's kind of like a very defeatist view on the ability to change the direction of the ship.
No, it's just reality. It's just how this is the guy we got to fight. It's what the opponent brings. It's their DNA. It's their makeup.
But
can I understand it? No, I don't understand it. You can't understand it either.
I'm just saying that there have been many seemingly unsurmountable mountains that have seemed impossible for us to climb. And America.
Let me just try to get this. What don't you understand about this?
It's not about not understanding. It's just I have a different perspective than you. It's not about not understdon't. So
What's a different perspective on the pedophilia thing or what?
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about I don't find it productive for us to use our precious time to say like it's all toast unless somebody fixes it. Unless it's like they got everything, we're all done, everything's gone, they got the money,
No, you don't understand the severity of this. It's
but
severe. It's a severe situation.
So basically what you're saying is like everyone's gone, everyone's corrupt, they run the world, unless someone saves us, we're all dead. It's kind of what you're saying.
That's where we're headed. It's a pretty fucking grim outcome, yeah.
I just don't think that's true.
We need to fix this. Well, you don't, but I know that where we're going is not good. And we're here already. Did you think 2 years ago you'd be walking around with a fucking mask on your face and fighting a pandemic? And guess what? More to come. They're going to be going for your guns. They're going to be opening the borders. You're going to have a border crisis. I'm here in El Paso. I'm seeing what's going on. They're letting people in. They've opened the floodgates. This is a country. With a country doesn't have borders, you don't have a country. So so the attack is on our borders now. The infection by injection, killing the middle class, pedophilia. They're bringing that into the LGBTQP. I mean, this is bro. I mean, what don't you see here? It's happening already. It's already happening.
I know that, and it's not that I don't see it. It's just that I'm trying to look at an objective short-term. I'm trying to look for some short-term wins. I'm trying to think like, how do we turn the tide objectively short-term? What?
Acknowledge it.
Well, that's
acknowledge it, and then we get on the same team, homie, and we can kick some ass.
But that's not an objective short-term accomplishable goal.
You just like to fucking debate, but all right, let's keep going.
No, I believe that this is the most valuable thing that I could bring to this debate is because if I just carte blanche agree with you, we're not moving forward. I want you to convince me otherwise,
If I haven't, then there's nothing I can do.
Well,
I mean, it just is what it is.
That's a defeatist. That's a defeatist.
Do their own research.
That's a defeatist attitude.
Get out there, interview people. Don't just people. Get with people that are high up in office. Talk to them. Get out there. General McInerney. Talk to 107. Pick their brain a little bit.
But these are not. But these are not objective, short-term, accomplishable goals that lead us to saving this.
I think lighting the spark and putting our voices out there and making these videos, having these healthy debates like we're doing is very good. I think it's very good.
Yeah,
I think people need to realize the enemy we're fighting. If I ever got it, and I keep going back to analogies with boxing, but if I got into a ring with a guy and I knew he had a good left hook and a really strong jab, but I'm going to ignore the jab because I'm just going to pay attention to his left hook. He's going to pop me with that fucking jab all day long. I got to know all the arsenal this guy has in order to defeat him in the ring. That's the same. I apply that to what we're doing here as well with the government. This is serious. And no, we don't have a promising future if they succeed in what they're doing. It's sad. But the urgency that we're in right now is severe. It's serious. And we can't just laugh about it and say, 2024, man, we'll do it. Then that's cognitive dissonance, and that's a serious fucking problem. And we need to face this head on now. It's not comfortable to face your demons. It's not. It's not comfortable. We have to fix 2020. Now,
But
I
when
can
you
wish
say
and hope all
we,
day long, but I know
when you
one
say
thing.
we, when you
It's a
say
fact.
we, what's we? Who's
The
we?
American people.
How do we fix 2020? Objectively. Short.
Okay.
Focus it.
Then the military,
3
what's
sentences.
happening in Myanmar or whatever, however you say it, that has to happen here. And it has to be done in a way that you don't disturb grandma and the cat. There can't be an uprising of civil unrest. You know what I mean? You can't have civil unrest and people fighting. It has to be done in a way that it's smooth. So I believe this piece of shit that's in office right now has to keep showing his cards, keep acting the way he's acting for people to accept a transition into maybe, like I'm saying, military. It has to be accepted. But this guy that's in office right now, with what he's doing, he's exposing a lot of the swamp. People are saying, wait a minute. People that even voted for him, wait a minute. This is not what I wanted. This guy falling down the stairs, this guy pushing 50 executive orders, the crisis on the border, taking our guns away. This has to happen so that people can see. This has to happen so you can red pill the stragglers that are, oh, I'm not too sure about everything. This is serious. They fucking took our fucking election, bro. And if we don't fix this, we're completely fucked. Believe me.
But okay, again,
Come on,
bro, look, dude, you know, I'm being very clear here. How do we, you and me, and the 1,000 people watching, how do we solve that?
what we're doing right now, what we're doing right now, putting ourselves out there, making these videos, talking about this stuff. This is how you and me do this, but we got to do it non-violent.
Okay, that's
non-violent. I think people that are doing these flash mobs now, that's starting to pick up, where they go into stores with 5, 10 people, 50 people without wearing the face diaper. I think that's cool. Keep that going. There's always ways to be productive and proactive. Get creative. This is going to take all of us, not just one person, not just me, not just you. This is going to take all of us. We all got to get proactive and get busy on thinking about how we can do this. Get people of honest integrity into positions of power, however that may be. However that may be. This is a fucking game changer right now. No, hold on. This is the game changer. This is where we have to we as a people have to demand change. We have to do this. Do I believe that there's some big things happening behind the scenes? Yes. But it's also going to take every single one of us. Bro, we are in a very critical situation right now where if we don't do this, if we don't collectively come together and make this happen, we're done. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Right. Look how many people that are already walking around getting their juice from fucking Krispy Kreme donuts. I mean, just because, dude, seriously, look what's happening. This is what we're living in.
I know. So okay. So think about.
I don't have all the. You're asking
I know
me to be
you don't.
Savior and be like, oh, I'm the next guy.
No. Yo, what I'm not trying to do is ask you for the answer. What I'm asking for, which is your specific answer to each individual questions. Because one thing that I've noticed that you do is that you take a very granular, small objective and you make it big picture, and it glosses.
It's all big picture.
But try to narrow. What I'm saying is what you said right there was, you said we have to get these people into positions of power.
However possible. I'm not running for office. I ain't doing it.
But do you see what I'm saying? How do we get them in a position of power? Okay.
Well, you're asking me to start. I'm delivering a big picture for people. You're trying to get me. You're trying to pigeonhole me into these little pigeonholes. That's nonsensical. I'm not sitting here. Hold on. I'm making these videos. I'm stating my belief, how I see this happening. I'm digging. What I'm doing personally is digging for information and delivering it to people. So there's your answer. That's what I'm doing. I'm interviewing people. I'm going on lives with you. I'm talking to General McInerney, 107. I'm delivering information to people so they can take that information and do what they feel they need to do to be proactive. Okay? Do I have all the answers? Bro, I'm only a human. I'm only some dude, a human being that used to be a heavyweight champion boxer that's now taking the fight somewhere else. You're asking me to have all the answers. That's impossible. You get it?
I'm not trying to pigeonhole you. I'm also not trying to.
It's kind of like, it's kind of like, it's impossible for anyone to have all the answers, Bobby. I don't have all the answers.
I know. I'm not asking you for the answers. What I'm saying is I'm trying to get Hey, bro, look. Hey,
I love you, dude. I love
you come in the ring. Let's go.
It's
Let's
just like,
go.
fuck, what do you want from me?
I want
All right,
the audience to glean great value about your perspective on these micro issues.
Okay,
I'm not trying to hold on. Let me. Okay, and this is what I do in conversations with people: is I drill very deep. It's like it's one thing that I'm good at. When you say things like, "Look,
it's going nowhere."
Don't you shake your head at me, dog. Don't you fucking
It's going nowhere.
You're like, oh, you're trying to pigeonhole me. Listen, when you say something like, we have to get these people in power somehow, what I'm saying is I believe that, for example, local elections, local laws, the mayor of my town, the mayor of your town, right? Let's say we start there. We get the mayors to do some things. The mayors, then you got governors, then you got state senators, all these people, and maybe they're all corrupt. Hold on, let me go for a minute.
It runs deep to that level too.
But okay, but like the mayor of my town, I see him at the gym. I can walk up to him and be like, "What's up?" Maybe I don't. I'm just saying, it's like if we believe it's all gone, then it's like we got to start somewhere. I'm saying it's like we all start at the school board, we start at the local governments, we start at the local neighborhoods, we start in the counties, right? The sheriff, you vote for the sheriff. Like maybe it's all corrupt. I don't know, maybe it is. But what I'm saying is that like I do believe that we as a people have the ability to think very, very minute and granular and take very small individual steps. And yes, I believe in all these things, but there's more of us than there are of them. So instead of just believing that it's all fucked and we got to like wait for this thing and we got to be prepared and stock up, it's like we're neglecting. I'm going to
say this, but I'm only say it one time.
We're neglecting all of these small granular steps. We're neglecting all of these small granular steps that I do think would move the needle. And maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just saying that's my perspective.
Okay. It has to get to the point where we as a people, if this comes down to it, and the military has to come in, that there will be no civil unrest, that there will be no uprising, and there will be about a 5% uprising. They know that already. From what I understand, Antifa and BLM has been, a lot of the top levels of that have been dismantled already. So when this happens, if and when it happens, the people altogether collectively should accept the military more so than fight against it. That's what the main thing is right now. That's what they're having trouble with right now, is red pilling the people. Let's say this is for your audience, whatever the theory right now is, that to red pill to get Biden's disapproval rating to an 85%. Right now, they say it's about a 71%, right? Something crazy. I asked, how do you know that? I don't know the answers to that either. But that's from what I understand. So this has to get to the point so when the military does step in, if they do, that when they come in, it's more accepted by the public than not, okay? So they accept the fact that, okay, this guy is opening our borders. He is taking away our guns. He is going to hire the taxes astronomically. He is bringing in, universal health care, universal income, the whole thing, the whole socialism structure. They got to see this so that they do accept when the military says, yeah, es todo, no más, we're coming in to do it however we do. At the same time, proving Trump really won in the states of Arizona, Georgia. They're still battling it. So these steps have to happen. So yes, there are steps that need to be taken, but it's a process, right? It's a process. Now I'm telling you the whole picture of this, but there is a process to have the military. When they finally come in, people go, thank God you're here and you're not fucking, and we're not dealing with this shit anymore. They'll understand. They can see the enemy so that they can see the enemy. That's how I understand this is supposed to play out. That's how they've told me this is supposed to play out. Wait to be seen. Wait to be seen. And at the same time, yes, I believe each and every one of us can make a difference. Now, am I a fucking community organizer? No. But I can make videos and get on here with you and talk about these things.
Yeah. And I think that that's productive. I think that the thing that I think is, I don't even know the right word, but I think that like, I just don't, whether we're screwed or not, whether we believe we're screwed or not, it's like, doesn't change the fact that we're screwed. Yeah. So what I'm suggesting is that, and you don't have to do this. You can do whatever you want. What I'm saying is that, like, how I'm looking at it is I'm just like, we can't think that it's over. We can't think that there needs to be a faction that rescues us from this. We have to take the power into our own hands. There's more of us than there are of them. There's more good than there is evil. That's my general disposition on the world. So when I think about it and, like, it's all this control, it just leads me to believe that, like, they can't get all of us. You know, there's so much good in the world that and, like, as bad as these things are in life, life is, like, really good, and, like, it's the most peaceful time in the history of human existence on the planet. It's the most peaceful time to be alive. It's the most prosperous. There's all these things that are good, and even though it's bad and they got this plan and they're killing us and whatever, it's like, it's still very good, objectively good. So what I'm saying is that, like, if instead of us, if us looking at it half full instead of half empty, even though we may be getting kicked and dominated and punched in the dirt, if we just try to focus on the things that we can objectively change short term and small, then we can start building back and eventually change the course of this. Because people die and people get old, and powers and the winds of power blow, and change often happens slow. And what I'm saying is that, like, their ability to completely dominate us and our ability to fight back against it is a small granular piece. And I think that if we focus on things that we can change, things that we can do, like tackling things like the diapers, tackling things like your local government and your local businesses not forcing them, little things like that, we start to bring these things back, open up these businesses. And then it's like, it all starts in the locality. And then, like, the government and the money and all these things, it relinquishes their power because it brings us and unites us together. But if we're always focusing on, like, everything is this, it's this, military, someone's got to do it and it's not us, then.
But I am saying that. I'm saying both. We got to also be proactive.
Right. But what I'm saying is that if we look 100 yards ahead instead of 3 feet ahead, all these things happen between here and the 100 yards as we're moving forward. And what I'm saying is, if we look right in front, this tackleable, objectionable things, how do we get people to not force diapers in their local businesses?
It's kind of like this, bro. And I know you're going to get annoyed with this, but I'm going to say it. It's like when I first started boxing, I told everybody I'm going to become heavyweight champion of the world. And they were like, oh, yeah, okay, whatever. But I knew it took one day for me to start that run. And I started running up the mountain that day. I was 13 years old, and I started running up the mountain. Took one step. It started with one step. I ended up being 36-0, and I took one fight at a time. But I knew I was going to be an undefeated heavyweight champion, and I got 6 fucking belts. So I see the big picture, and how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. All right, homie, I got to roll.
All right, dude. Yo, I enjoyed this.
I'll put this on ninoscorner.tv, and I'll try to get you. I mean, I'm gonna be able to download this, right?
Yeah, you'll be able to say that.
I'm gonna keep this up on Nino's Truth, but man, dude, this is why I wanted to do it on yours because fuck, dude. I mean, this can bomb me.
No, I don't think we talked about anything. I don't think we talked about anything that was certainly not as bad as some of the other stuff that you talked about. I think we're pretty good. We're
all right. Let's do this again.
Yes.
I'd like to get you on Alpha Corner with myself and Dave Daly, and
sure.
And we do that twice a week, and then we'll get you on ninoscorner.tv too. And
what I want to say, man, is I appreciate the work you're doing. I think you're doing a great thing, and I appreciate you being on here. And this is a testament. This is a testament to your capacity, because you could have been like, "Fuck this guy, clip." So I think that we all appreciate that you're willing to have this dialogue, because if you could convince me, or
you have to have it.
We get better. Let's get better. Let's keep doing this, because I think that we could really inform each other and inform the people. And I appreciate your time, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime, brother. And I'll be putting this up, bud.
All right. That's what's up.
Later, Bobby.
See you, man.